Hello, Table 5. What you'll be doing today is research. Now, you're going to be researching just altered book journals in general. Let's say you have a specific idea you might want to do, or something that you saw in yesterday's presentation spark something, you want to look that up. That's what today is about. So, first things first, you're going to start in Google Classroom, and you'll see that I have an announcement for your table, Table 5. Now, before we get onto the Padlet, we're just going to go to a Google page, open up a tab, and you're going to go to images. Now, there are a couple keywords that you're going to want to type in. I always like to type in just the title of the project just to see what we find. So, altered book journal. So there's a lot of stuff out there, and there's a lot of people that love to make journals. You'll see even some of the pictures that I put on our presentation. So people do cool things. They'll have like envelopes. They have tabs that stick out. I love envelopes. They'll have things like these that there's parts that can slide in and out. They'll just have just really cool additions, bindings, buttons. People go really, really crazy with this stuff. And you guys too, the sky is the limit. I always love where they do something different to the pages. I think that's so cool when that happens. What you're going to want to do is just spend some time and just look through. Now, some of these things you won't be able to do to an extent. For instance, let's take this little guy right here. So these pages are very, very thick, which is nice, but you need 30 sections. So this you might be able to do for like a page or two, but it's going to take up a lot of pages in your book and you won't have enough space. There might also be something like, let's see if there's any crazy examples. Ooh, I love windows as well, where they cut out a little bit to put something in there. Those are always cool. Be careful in images like this. This is usually a sculpture. So these are artists that it's just this page. That's it. They're not doing anything else. So you don't want to look at images like this because this is the whole thing. It's not that they're doing a journal, they're just creating a sculpture. This isn't going to help us. We want more actual journals, journal entries, things like that. Just some cool different ways to style the papers or to change it. So like they'll have covers that are altered, things like that. So you're going to go in and you're just going to explore things, try different things. Maybe you really want to change the cover. Altered book journal covers. Maybe you want to see what people have done. People do some cool stuff. They'll do windows, they'll add items to it. Some people put like lock and keys. Some people go really, really out there to do some cool and interesting stuff. Maybe you don't really care too much about the cover, but you want to do something that has like a pocket. So Altered Book Journal pockets. So a lot of people like to use envelopes. They'll do stuff like this, where you can like put something inside here after folding the paper. I've also seen things like these little guys. So inside the book, they put like a little pocket section. Don't forget, your book's going to get super big if you do this, so you might have to trim some pages or else it won't close like mine didn't. Let's say you want to do something even cooler. This one thing I've seen, an Altered Book Journal with matchbook drawer. Let's see if it has a good example. Some of these do some cool stuff. Oh, no, not that one. Oh, here we go. Here's a good idea. So sometimes people will make little drawers. So remember when I talked about gluing the back of my book and I'm going to put pens in there? Sometimes people will actually make a drawer and it'll slide in and out. So you could put a pen, you could put like stuff inside there. There's some really, really cool things that you can always look up about people with altered books. And that's even another good keyword to look up. Well, you really want to stay with altered book journal. If you just try altered books, you're going to get some sculptures, which are cool, but not what we're trying to do. As long as you remember you want a journal, you can look at all these images. Oh, they even put a mirror right there. That's pretty cool. So what you're going to do is you're going to look up ideas. What is this? That's crazy sauce. Zippers. Insane. So you're just going to start looking up ideas. Altered book journals. You're going to want to do 4 ideas that you might want to do for your book. It's not just some random 4. It's not just the first 4 that are here in Google. You're going to want to research, look through to give you some ideas to kind of wet your whistle to figure out what you might want to do for this project. Find something that you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. That'd be cool if I can do it. Because once you find something, let's go back to altered book journals with matchbook drawers, because I like that one image a lot. Where are you? Awesome image. There you are. Once you find something you really like, you're going to save it. You're going to save the image. So I'm going to save this one because I love it. Save image as, and it's going to automatically save into your drive. So it'll automatically save up there. You won't have to look for it again. You're going to look for about 4 ideas. You can do more, but for sure 4. We're going to go back to Google Classroom. Now, when you go to Table 5, the announcement for Table 5, here you'll see this Padlet. Table 5 Padlet. What it's going to do is going to open up this Padlet. Now, these are my ideas. I want to do some pop-ups, so I found some images that look pretty cool that I want to try and experiment with. And I also want maybe a different way to hold a pen. I always do that little drawer in the back, but I want to try to maybe do something different. So I found these ideas. And I kind of looked them up specifically. So I looked up pop-up in book. I tried different Google searches to find these images. Now, what you're going to do is post your images. You each will need 4 images posted on this Padlet. So I'm going to go over here to the plus button. That's how you get a post. I'll click on it. And it's going to say your name. It won't say my name. So title here is going to be my ideas for the altered book. And let me put my picture. So I'm going to go down here to the camera button. And Padlet's really cool. It lets you upload photos in many different ways, but I saved it. So I'm going to go to choose a file. It'll open up my drive. And I'm going to scroll down to look for it. I think that's it. And what's nice about Padlet is sometimes those thumbnails are so tiny, you're not really sure if that's the picture you want. And it does this. It'll give you a preview, which I always love because I'm like, oh, yes, that's the one I want. So I'll go ahead and hit OK. And this is the most important part. Tell me why. Why that picture? If I were to show you guys this picture and I had no description of it, what you might see is oh, she wants to glue things on the front. You wouldn't know that I was thinking of another way to hold my pen or other options of saving my pen on my book instead of putting it in the book. Don't worry if this doesn't show up. Sometimes it takes Padlet a little while. So I'm going to go inside here and I've clicked my description. I'm going to say drawers, yes, that are hidden in the book are really cool. And that's it. Don't worry, this will show up. It might take a little while, but you should be fine. You need 4. Each of you will have 4. Try to pick something you actually care about because when you start building yours, I'm going to look at these photos and see if you're incorporating it. Once you're done, you will go and pick your book. And I'll see you guys in a little bit.